I'm sorry. There was no reason to blow you. Dude, I can't. It's too hot. I'm trapped! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Full Circus. I should probably just restart this and cut the show, but I'm not gonna, okay? Because this is live. This is real. This is real life. This is Full Circus. My name is Tristan Sartoris, but hold on, let me rewind that back. Not only, yes, my name is Tristan Sartoris, and I'm happy to be here with you. That's a visual aid. But this is not only Full Circus, this is the 4-year anniversary / birthday. I couldn't find anniversary decorations of this show, guys. Did I just record this intro 4 or 5 separate times and I started yelling and I was over the top and my voice is a little bit hoarse because of it? Absolutely. And I kept thinking, maybe you should be a little more grounded. You're 26 years old. You're 4 years into it. You don't need to be coming out so hot and fiery and intense. And I said, of course, you're right, Tristan. But then the other side of me said, screw it, do it again. And I keep doing it. And you know what? I'm going to listen to this guy because left is best. I'm going to roll with it for now. And if that's too much for you, I'm sorry. And actually, genuinely, I do apologize, right? If this is your first time clicking onto this show and you go, whoo, wah, you know, there's a lot going on here. There is, but you have to understand there is 4 years worth of buildup and excitement and fuel and gasoline that goes into the insanity and animation that is this podcast. So you got to go and relive that to know how we got here. How did this much chaos brew from the ashes of nothing and nonsense? We don't know, man. Seriously, week in and week out, we go, why are we not grown up yet? Why are we not talking? I have to apologize. I'm watching the podcast back and I'm realizing that the camera was focused on the mic arm the entire time. So I'm a little bit out of focus, but hey, that's just the epitome, the essence of what the show is. Never put together. Talking at a normal volume. Why are we not learning how to use inside voices? Why can I not stop moving this microphone? By the way, guys, I'm happy to have this mic arm back out. I've had a certain appreciation for the handheld one I've been using, but I bust this one out only when gesticulation is absolutely necessary. And make no mistake, for a spectacular birthday, it absolutely is. Guys, I love this show, man. I love it so much. In 4 years, dude, 4 years of this, you know, you could accomplish in 4 years so much. You could go through college, dude. You could accomplish so much with 4 years, especially with the commitment, the dedication that we put into this silly little bubble. I just realized that this says March 12th, 2022. The show was March 12th, 2021. This skateboard has been up here for months. That is wrong. And what a time to realize that for the anniversary. But anyways, 4 years, okay? 4 years, you could accomplish much. Have we done that here on the show? Not necessarily, okay? But we've shown up. And there's something to be said about showing up. Not a lot, because it's just like, hey, you know, if somebody shows up to work and he doesn't do much, you're like, well, he showed up. Well, what else can you say about it? That's it. He showed up. And that's what they'll say about us. No matter what, no one can take away from the fact that we showed up. We were there. We didn't do much when we got there, but we were there. Okay, were they at the party? Sure. Were they at the Wallflower? Did they get kicked out for throwing things into the air and for turning on the wrong music and everyone was trying to have a nice, peaceful time and maybe it was a funeral and he started turning on Crazy Frog? Yes, he was kicked out. Yes, he was a nuisance. Yes, he was a problem, but he was there. And that's what we aim to do week in, week out. Every single time that we turn on this camera or these microphones, we aim to be here. Let me genuinely try to... I've said this a million times. I am going to try and speak at a normal volume. It's not going to work. I know that, but I'm going to just so you know that I am trying. This show, okay, sincerely is one of the things I am most proud of in my life. And that's not because it's successful. I would argue, not even argue, it's cold, plain truth, man. It's a hard fact of life. Silver platter. Ooh, that's real. This is the least successful thing I have in any aspect of my life, in career or hobbies or any sort of thing. Even on this YouTube channel, dude, every other thing I try and make and I try and put any little bit of work into, they go, that's great. This is so much better. What's he doing over there? But this is the thing that gets my attention, and I'm so proud of it because I don't know, the consistency, I guess, probably because we showed up. But I don't know, there's just, the show showed up. I got the show. I didn't get the show. I made people have come to me. They're like, dude, you don't deserve a podcast. I can't believe they gave you a podcast, guys. You can just talk for fun, and you can just do that, and no one can take that away. You can keep showing up. But anyways, I started this right after COVID and everything was going on, and I was hitting a high point, and I finally had some momentum in my career in acting and in voiceover, and everything was kind of shut down. And I was like, now I need something to hold on to. And this show gave me a purpose, not only creatively and not only in a career, but also, things in life was just hard, and I needed somewhere to goof around, and I needed somewhere to commit, somewhere where I could show up, somewhere where I knew I could perform in some sense, or just, yeah, I've got to do some really cool things in my life, and that's not really credit to me. God, love you, baby. Can you do that? Love you, Lord, sir, mister. But, I've been taken in some fortunate directions in my life, but this little shtick, this little show, I am so genuinely fond of because it appeared, I guess because we made it, but it appeared when I needed it, and it's been something that I love, man, and it's not for anybody or anything but for me. And that, make no mistake, okay, I'm so grateful to anyone who comes across this show, especially like random people who they don't even know me, and somehow you grab onto whatever this is. This is like me at a 13, and you're like, well, you know what, I like this. I don't even know how to describe myself when I'm like that, but to all the random people who have showed up, to friends and family and anybody who just listens or continues to click on an Instagram story. Like, there's a lot of people that have been very supportive, people I don't even know, and to this day just come up to me, not in the street. Okay, it's small numbers. But people that come up and they go, hey, I love the show. I love what you're doing. I love what you're that. And you just don't even know, man. And I genuinely appreciate that. But more than the people, and as much fun as it is to try and entertain and try and be, silly or goofy or whatever, it is genuinely just so freaking fulfilling. Again, most views? Absolutely not. The least. Now, surely we did have a little bit of, where I tried to play the game and we tried to manipulate the social media stuff, and we got some sponsors and we started picking up numbers, but that wasn't as much fun. I was no longer following that kind of just, this is the space to be insane. And so we immediately derailed that train and went back to doing what we do best, and that's nothing but showing up, okay? And we're good at that, okay? Again, show up, baby! But anyways, through everything, just thank you guys. Thank you to anybody who has wanted to be a part of this and, send comments or do whatever. I'm happy. I'm happy to do this, and I'm happy for anybody who enjoys having fun with me, man. But 4 years, dude. Again, 4 years, what could you accomplish? And this is what it looks like if you spent it entirely on fun. It doesn't amount to anything, but I'm happy. And people go, hey, how are you so happy? How you do this? How you do that? You live so carefree. It's fun to have fun. You can't see it. I don't know why I'm pointing like it's WrestleMania up there. But I have the little cat in the hat slogan. It's fun to have fun, but you have to know how. And you gotta be having fun, dude. So anyways, that concludes that. Maybe I should have saved that for the end, especially. Again, some people stumble upon this show and they go, whoa, we liked your impressions. What is this guy? Why are you doing this? This is too much. Maybe I should save those kind of genuine, sincere rants for the end. But I don't, okay? And that's just another meaning of structure that I rebel against. So anyways, guys, what is up? How are you doing? How is everyone in the world, man? I will say one of the best things about this little anniversary is that every time it happens in March, and that's, man, some things never change. I cannot stop fiddling with this. It happens in March, and there's just so much life to be lived, and everybody is just so excited, and the sun starts rolling out. There's something about the sun. Yes, it's great, but it requires sunglasses, dude. And look at this, man. I've been wearing my sunglasses, and it feels foreign, man. You ever wear sunglasses after months and months and months of not having them? It's kind of weird, just because you feel kind of douchey for some reason. I mean, granted, I am inside right now. So yeah, I wear my sunglasses in thought. But even more so, like there's just something that sometimes you just feel dumb about it, but I take it up a notch. I can't stop doing like slow dramatic pauses every time I put my sunglasses on. Just because it's so new and you're not used to wearing them. It's Ohio. We haven't seen the sun since September '08, and now the sun's back and you're like, oh, how do I do this? Am I supposed to, take it real slow, really bring in the scene, take it all in? I do exactly that, but I can't help doing that with the pause. And I've been saying like stupid one-liners, or just I feel like I'm supposed to say something, like that guy from what is it? Is it CSI Miami? I think. Like the guy who he puts on his glasses very slowly when he has to say something that's like a pun. Like the lady might fall into a frozen river and die, and he goes, "Well, looks like this trail has gone cold." They throw that freaking sound effect in. I can't help do that. And I do it all the time, whether I'm just at the register, I'm giving my groceries, like, hey, so the receipt, I'm like, oh, you can just put that in the bag. And I'm rocking and I'm having fun. But it can be a bit bothersome, I'm sure, because I'll be like arguing with my brother or something. He's like, no, Tristan, you can't be doing this. You can't be doing that. I'm like, well, it's funny you say that because I'm rubber and you're glue. Yeah! And I make my own sound effects and like, okay, well, that's, very funny, Tristan, but you really can't wear your Heelys to the funeral. I go, it's actually really interesting you say that because that is just how I roll. Yeah! And you know what? I bother everybody, and that's just how I live my life, man. I live my life to annoy people, and eventually you get them on your side. Here's something I have noticed, okay? You can bother somebody into submission, and I'm starting to think that might be every relationship in my life. Like, everyone I know, I think I've just slowly annoyed them to the point where they find it charming. I think there is some sort of threshold. It's like the rule of 37. You say comedy comes in threes. 1, 2, 3, it hits. And then the fourth one, they go, oh, it's getting old. Fifth one, okay, geez. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then you go all the way up to 37. And they go, well, it's coming back around. There's a certain, oh, it's so stupid. It's so annoying. I can't believe you're still doing it. And that's kind of me. That is my entire essence, is just too much. There's too much of you. Until people go, I get it. Oh, now I'm on the inside of the joke. I've actually been testing this theory personally with my family. If you guys are listening, you will probably recognize what I've been doing. But I've been saying they're not even like jokes, dude. They're so awful, but they're not awful jokes. They're just words. It's like just bottom tier. I don't even know how to describe it. It's not wordplay. It's not a pun, but I'll say something and someone like, oh, did you go and get that out of the washer? I go, washer? I hardly know her, right, guys? And I look like an idiot. And nobody high-fives me, and nobody's on my side, and nobody laughs. But the joke is on me, that I think it's funny. I'm like, right, guys? And no one's on board. And I keep doing that over and over and over again with everything. It's like, oh, I just saw that movie. Is that the one with Willem Dafoe? I'm like, Willem Dafoe? More like, wouldn't Dafoe? You know what I'm saying? And I keep going again and again. And slowly, man, I've got them on my side. I don't know which one broke it through, but it's so dumb. There's no substance to the joke itself. But they're like, yeah, I heard she got a hysterectomy. And I go, hysterectomy? More like, hysterectomy? You guys, come on. And the dumbest ones break through and they go, all right, we see where he's going with this. There is a little bit of charm. There's a little bit of silliness to it. So, guys, feel free to try that. I don't know if it's going to work all the time. It might just be the one line. Actually, it only worked the one time. It hasn't been working. There was one that worked. And I'm claiming that I've broken the ice now. So I'm going to keep on trying it and hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, right? By the way, guys, I have so many balloons, dude. So I don't know. My biggest issue with all the decorations, is I always forget where I put them. I buy too many, every single year, and then I hide them from myself, and then the need comes back for more decorations. Like, where did I put those? And I go and spend another $40,000 to $80,000 on decorations, and then I find the other ones after it's over. So I just a plethora, okay, of different silly strings and confetti and balloons. You know, I'm not Mormon, but if I ever convert, I have enough decorations to last through my 9th child's 4th birthday party, okay? Because it's just, it's a lot, all right? But we do have balloons, man. We can try and see how my lung capacity is. Pick a color, guys. Pick a color. Shout out a color. I heard red. Oh. If I just cut that, then it probably took more than 30 seconds for me to blow this up. My lung capacity is not good, and now I am completely lightheaded, but at least I whispered sweet nothings into this balloon. So if I play it back, hopefully it's like that Steve Martin thing. You know? Oh, man, we have fun here. Or at least I do. Speaking of people, by the way, we do have some questions here, guys. We have questions, and I love it. I love it when you guys submit questions. Granted, they're usually wedgies or prank-related or something silly or nonsensical, and I've always said, guys, give me something deep. Give me something important. Give me something with some gravitas. And that was gravitas. I don't even know what that means, but I always ask for it, and unfortunately, we have gotten that today. But, okay, so here are some questions, guys. Da-da-da. This comes from Anonymous. Now, I will say, we started taking questions kind of at the height of when the viewers were coming in, and it made more sense for people to want to be anonymous when I've offered that out. But now, as we kind of just do our own thing and there's less viewers, I feel like it appears, if every single person is anonymous, it appears as though I'm writing this. Dear Tristan, how do you get your hair so nice? Well, thanks, Anonymous. That's really sweet of you. But anyways, okay, this is genuine now. This comes from Anonymous. He says, "Hi, Tristan. Love the show." Well, thank you, Anonymous. That was close. I'm having trouble bonding with my friends as we grow older and feel as though we're drifting apart. Dude, I narrate for a living, and I'm not saying you're bad at writing. I'm just saying, like, my own reading. I was scrolling. Okay. Let me take it back. Take 2. I am having trouble bonding with my friends as we grow older and feel as though we're drifting apart. Do you think you can stay friends with someone? I'm sorry. I'm laughing again at me stumbling. Okay. This sucks because it's actually a deep question. Do you think you can stay friends with someone with different hobbies? And if not, how do you know when it's time to move on? Where's that balloon? We got to blow that back out again. Yes, this is a deep question, and I'm better at the wedgie ones, but let me just say this. In terms of moving on, I have always said it's best to borrow money before you leave a friendship, but all right, let me be sincere. Yeah, you can absolutely be friends with people that you don't always connect on everything, and that's kind of, jeez, dude. That's kind of part of life, is that you do have these different paths, and people discover new things that they're into, and you're not always gonna click, you know, as when you're 10 years old and you like all the same things, and now someone picks up, you know, stamp collecting philately, or somebody wants to, you know, get into light fixtures, or I don't know what the kids are doing these days, but anything like that. And you sort of have this little divide, and all of a sudden that you're not one for one, then you feel like you're not as tight as you were. And that might be true, but you could still absolutely be friends with people, dude. That is 1000%. I have people like, dude, I have never bonded well with anybody, especially in my 20s, dude, because I have been 75 years old my entire life, you know? And I have lots of friends who want to do normal 20s things, you know, like go to the club and they want to party like all the time. And that's just not really my scene, but they're still my friends, you know, and they'll be like, hey, you know, let's hang out Saturday. I'm like, oh, for sure, man. They're like, all right, we're going to get plastered. I'm like, oh, you know, hold up. Counterpoint, pickleball in the morning. Then we're going to hop over to the diner. Okay. Pancakes half off, crosswords free. And they're like, what? No. I'm like, okay, well, then after that, we pop over back to my place. I'm going to throw on some MASH. We're going to plane down some wood, maybe build a coffee table. Who's in? You know, and people aren't really on the same page as that. And they go, okay, well, what about after that? After that, I'm going to take a nap. You guys are going to head out. Okay, cool. And they're like, oh, but Saturday night, Saturday, we're good. Let's go out. Let's do something Saturday night. Saturday night, I got church in the morning. I'm in bed by 8:30. But you have to find some sort of middle ground with people. You know, you don't always have to be on the same page with everything with people that you know. It's just about, if you care for somebody and you have a genuine connection, I think you got to make the time to fight to keep those people in your life, you know, and usually that means just golfing before Brady's with some people, and you go, hey, you know, let's just hanging out with the middle ground. But you're not going to connect on everything. I don't know if that's making any sense. I should have rehearsed this beforehand, but to go to your point, you can absolutely stay friends. And if you don't want to, again, you know, borrow that money and then cut that. I don't know, man. I always just say, just take the dollars and say your piece. And by that, I mean, say peace. No, I don't know when it's time to move on. I don't know if there's necessarily a time to move on unless you're like, hey, I don't care about this person anymore. And then at that point, it's probably time to move on, because why are you even trying to fight for, maybe you're not even friends to begin with. You had an acquaintance. That was not a friend. Move on from that guy. Go find somebody who douche. Let's go find a douche. Go find somebody that you gel with, somebody that you really, you know, feel like you're making something. I don't know, guys. I do apologize. I asked for questions. You gave them to me, and then I went, where are the wedgie ones again? I don't know how to freaking give grown-up advice. But anyways, yeah, it's just different, man. You just gotta find your flow, find your people, and if you care, fight. That's what I'll say. And I'm gonna leave it there. And hopefully that's good advice. And if it's not, then I feel bad that I left it there. But you can't do anything about it. But yeah, man, I've always been so lame, dude. I have never been able to bond with people that are just normal, you know, because I'm like, grandparents love me, okay? And by the time I get into the retirement home, they're going to be like, oh, he's a pro. And like, he's shuffleboarding, like, you must have been doing this since you were 16. Like, oh, Marianne, if only you knew. But I'm on top of things, man. I just, I don't know. I don't know why I never got into the scene. I think it's probably because I just, you know, certain different upbringings. You know, people always ask me, they go, what was your teenage rebellion like? What was it? What was, you know, because they just assumed that I was the good-natured, you know, heart of gold saint that I am today. And that wasn't the case. You know, I was a teenage boy, you know, I had all the instincts without the brain fully developed. All you want to do as a teenage boy is get in fights, light fires, and, you know, steal things, vandalize. Yeah! You know, and that's just that's in your soul, man. You wake up every day with nothing but violence and freaking pain. And you just want to, not like I was having a painful life, but you just want to inflict it. You want to go crazy, chaos. That's just, you know, I had all the normal instincts. I have a normal running body, I assume. That's what everybody wanted. But I certainly was not well behaved as a teenager because I think it was just instilled in me. I think it was partly because there was a lot of fear of my parents. You know, I grew up with actual consequences, and I had a lot of friends who were like, dude, let's go bar, let's go, you know, let's go drive down to the Target on our bikes and they'll steal stuff. And I go, that's like a fun sitcom episode, but if I do that, you're not going to see me again. Have you met my father? You know, like I lived in a world where I did something and I knew there was immediate repercussions. They're like, yeah, I got grounded for that. A day, dude? I didn't call the mailman sir, and I didn't get to go outside for a week and a half. But anyways, I didn't have a teenage rebellion a lot because of that, and that I was homeschooled, and there's just I don't know. I mean, yes, my brain wasn't fully developed, but again, I was able to realize that I can't exactly go, screw you, mom and dad, I'll do what I want. And then go, can I get an extension on this algebra? Or how do I solve X? You know, can you teach me trig? You know, can I get an extension? Can I do this? Can I do that? I was very aware that if you are going to get any sort of grace, it has to be earned. Respect goes both ways, I guess. So maybe I was a saint. I don't know. I think the more that I try and explore my own thoughts. I think if anything I've learned through this podcast is that I'm way better than I think I am, you know. I'm not being serious, but part of me is. Yes, guys, I don't know. There was something else I wanted to say about that, but I can't remember exactly what it is. Dude, my quad is it is in a coil right now. Ouch! Ouch! Absolute crap. Holy crap, dude. Jeez. I think something like that I feel always happens when I start lying or joking around and saying, you know, I'm the best and things always go my way. And then God's like, you know, and then I get it. You know, he's like pulling back to me and I say, I love you, sir. See? And I'm learning and I always get better. Now, is there anything else I wanted to say about that? I don't actually remember. Oh, you know we haven't done in a while? Interesting thoughts! Skip the details and the plots, and these are some of my interesting thoughts. Guys, we're just running the gambit here today. This is something I was thinking about genuinely, okay? Because last night I was watching this sick Hot Wheels commercial. Because, I was watching Looney Tunes, okay? I was babysitting my nephew and he was watching Looney Tunes and I happened to see the Hot Wheels commercial and I didn't even think it was cool. I thought it was just a normal track. But anyways, I thought about this as you see the commercial and there's always these kids playing with these things and they're playing with the Hot Wheels. And yes, it looks sick. Okay, I admit it. But I thought about why do you even use and target demographics with the commercials? Because your demographics, I kind of feel like, are your demographics regardless, you know? Like whether that kid sees another child playing with the Hot Wheel and he goes, oh, that's what I want because he's got that, you know? Or it was two just burly, you know, blue collar, freaking, what is the word for lumberjack? I was thinking an axe man, you know, just the run of the mill, just absolute brute. Just, yeah, right, play with the Hot Wheels, you know, and you're like, no matter what that kid sees or who's playing with it, he's going to go, the Hot Wheels are sick. And by the way, to try and keep on using people when you're trying to target to, yes, it's subliminal, of course, but also it shows me that you don't have enough faith in your product, okay? And if you don't, I think kids are going to buy the thing in their point, you know? It doesn't matter. They're not going out to the store. The parents are going to see, well, look at the kids. They're going, you know, just the kids are going to want it because they want it. And the same goes for anything like that. Like we see the blue collar guy, built Ford tough, and he's with the F-150. I would much rather see a soccer mom driving an F-150. You're like, you know what? When I got to get my kids to practice, nothing helps like a Ford built Ford tough, and she's just zooming around. That would be awesome. Okay, I would like to see, you know, just a child for Alzheimer's commercials or anything like that. Just use the demographics that don't match up or align at all, because I think if the product is good, we will get it, and we will absolutely and actually, and another word that starts with A and ends similarly, want it, you know. But anyways, I think that really just spurred from the point of me going, I want to get a Hot Wheel track, dude. They're so freaking cool. And we never had any, and I don't know why. We always had cars, but never the tracks, and I just always had to make my own. Sorry, we're all over the place. I know that. I understand. I don't apologize for it, though, because I'm learning to accept me for who I am. I'm kidding. I've been doing that. Anyways, guys, I don't know if there is anything else exactly that we wanted to dial in and hone in on specifically. Dude, I have a full day of work. It is 10:30 p.m. when I'm recording this, by the way. How proactive. I have a full day of work I still have to do. Just to go to show, okay, again, how important it is for me to show up, whether it's been rain or shine. I've done it with COVID. I've done it through grief. I've done it through the ups. I've done it on vacation. I've done it through the lows, through loss, anything, man. And which is kind of awkward because I have emergency episodes piled that I could have released at any point when I was sick. It's like, no, dude, I'm still coming on here. So I don't know if you guys will ever see those because I tend to be so dedicated. But if you ever do, you'll probably hear something about, guys, so COVID's going around, huh? You know, so I don't know what it'll be. But anyways, yeah, man, I was going to do it earlier, but then my dad needed me. And I went and did 6 hours of, cleaning out some old moldy house or something like that. Came back and I'm doing this show. Okay. Who shows up? We do. You and me. Not just me, but mostly me, but both of us. But anyways, I came and did that, and I did the podcast over my actual work. Okay. How awesome is that? Not at all. It's actually a problem, and I should be more responsible. But you know what? What are you going to do? Anyways, yes, I think I just want to say again, man, that I appreciate anybody, whoever tunes in, friends, family, comrades. It's just it's a good time. At least I have a good time. I don't know. People usually just tune in for like support. Yeah, thanks. Keep it up. But I do love this. I genuinely just have. It's. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a journal, you know, where you write it and you're like, I'm just going to go all out here, and there's not going to be any punctuation or grammar. It's not going to make any sense, but only I will be able to know what it means, and it's going to be private and no one will ever see it. And then I record it and I upload it. Because, well, I would have whether I upload this or not, this kind of exists, regardless. I do this kind of all the time. But now that some people do have some sort of interest, and also there's something to be said about the consistency, I guess. I don't know, guys. All right, I haven't figured it all out. I don't have all the answers, but you know what? I do have all the questions, man. And I thought, man, if I could have rolled into a good question, that would have been great. Anyways, guys, yes, I love you. I love the show. I mean, and 4 years ago, 21, 22, I'm now 26. Dude, I realized recently that I'm finally at the age where I don't have my age immediately at the back of my head. Not because I'm forgetting things or anything, but it's just not as important or prevalent. You know, when you're like 16, you can finally drive. You're like, I'm 16 now. Or you're 18, you're like, I can buy spray paint. Or I can vote, or whatever's important to you. But I had a moment, and I thought this was cool, okay? But I was auditioning for something, and they're like, okay, so you do need to be 21 for this specific product, and we just want to clarify, you are 21, right? Now, I don't know why this is happening. I don't think I look young. I was freshly shaven, I guess. I think I portray myself in a very childish way because I'm having fun. But I don't think I look like I'm not 21. But anyways, they go, are you 21? And I go, yeah, of course. And I kind of laugh it off, and they go, oh, well, how old are you? And if there was ever a moment that I didn't want to stumble on that, it was this point where I go, I'm 26. And they're like, you sure about that? I go, no, I just turned 26. I was 25. I turned 26 2 weeks ago. Which I guess was a lie because it was a couple months ago. But anyways, I think I made myself look even dumber there, and also I don't know why people just think I'm young. There's no way my skin glows in such a way. Yes, I drink a gallon of water a day, and yes, I'm eating my fruits and veg, and I'm a pretty but I don't know what the case is there, but it was funny, and I didn't get the role. So then I started growing my facial hair out. I'm not going to shave anymore because it's time for me to be a grown man. All right. I think I'm going to grow a beard until my face ages, I guess, and people start taking me seriously, and they go, oh, you're old enough to be here. And I go, thank you, Pastor. So anyways, I don't know if there's anything else I want to say, guys. I think that's everything. I love you to pieces. I love this show. I have so much fun with you. Did any of this make sense? Not necessarily. I rushed through it, and this always happens look through any sort of holiday or traditional episode where there are decorations. I can't help myself. I will never not be excited to be with you guys and to joke around, and especially when there's like some sort of set and I go, wow, the set department really knocked it out of the park, and then I also like uplift myself because I know that I did it. But anyways, I just I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and thank you to me. All right, I'm just gonna have a moment here where I'm gonna speak to myself. Tristan, you done a good job. Thanks, man. So anyways, guys, I will see you in the next episode. 211 will be coming at you, where I actually have a lot of super, super cool and interesting things that I want to get to, and interesting points, okay? And I'm not going to say it's going to blow your mind, okay? But it might just give it a little breeze. So I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much. I love you to pieces, even the smallest little ones. I don't care how many you are, but I still love you, and I will see you in the next